How you doing? Are you in Kuala Lumpur? I should bring you on stream. You want to go live with me? Yeah, OBS is free. It's really, really good as far as sharing your screen, which is what I wanted to do because I'll probably end up um, going back and forth um, between some videos um, and notes and whatnot. So it's really, really excellent. Oh, it's 1 a.m. Yeah. I was I think I should do these later so I can get Asia on here, but it's hard to figure out a time of the day. I mean, it's 1 p.m. Colombia, it's 2 p.m. New Jersey, New York Eastern time, where I'm originally from. And then I wanted to make sure I would get Hawaii. I think Hawaii is waking up right now. It might be like 8 a.m. So it kind of leaves Asia out of it. And Europe is in the middle of the day. So they're kind of cool. Oh, well, thank you. I see a crown and a number one uh, in a purple bubble next to your avatar and retire and go avatar and oh yeah, New York, yeah. So I see you're number one fan. That's really good. Thank you. Aloha. Love it. That's awesome. Let's hope I get at least 3 to 5. I'm projecting about 3 to 5 and 1,780 fans, followers. I'm hoping that 10% would be 180, which is impossible. 5% would be, 90. I think I might get like 1%, So if I can get 3 to 5 people on here, it would be great. Yeah. I need to do these more often. I need to connect, and I'll probably do them in phone format, vertical. It's easier to go live from the iPhone than it is from the desktop. The great thing about OBS is it has a setting where you can do both. So um, it'll send this in vertical format for the people that are use TVs and computers, and then it'll also broadcast in vertical phone format. So um, that's kind of nice. It would be great if YouTube would do that as well, but I don't think they have that option yet. Problem with OBS is it's so good, but it's all technical. It's really, really like not user friendly. It's old school. I think because it's free, they don't have a lot of um, development, uh, and so if you look at the console, um, it's all drop down boxes and menus. It's really, really difficult. Yeah, and I got to keep in mind that's Mariana. That's from January. That video was actually December 23rd. That was 8 months ago. So you got to keep in mind that that's really old. And yeah, I'm not with her anymore. I think we did 2 dates, 2 or 3. Yeah, I think I got the second one is pretty wild. It's coming up next. It's the next video that I will upload. And she's kind of nice. She's tall, which I love. I'm 6'4", so it's kind of nice to be with a tall girl. And all the Latins are very short, and she's got nice curves, and she's amazing, great for the camera. I actually would probably get a lot more views with her than the ex because she's so bubbly. Wait until you see the second video; she goes wild on it. Yeah. Yeah, I almost tend to think also past footage that I've tried everything. I mean, I've even changed the name of the channel and everything, and um, the amount of videos that I have to get, with 17, 1800 subscribers, I almost think that there's like some kind of block on not letting me go viral or go live. My CTRs are pretty high. So I don't know if there was past video work that um, does not allow me to go forward and to um, monetize, or um, it's just the way it is. YouTube is a really difficult thing to do to monetize. That is so. There's a lot of people in my space. You're more on a financial side in travel, which is really a really good key, to go to get to monetization quicker, as opposed to me it's just like, oh, look at this pretty beach, look at this food. And so nobody wants to see the old bald white guy on the beach alone or at the restaurant alone. So I invite the hot young girls. So that seems to get a little bit more views, but somehow I haven't monetized yet. So yeah, and one of the other reasons that 8 months of footage, but you got to understand that coming up, um, I have a tax business, so end of January through April 15, I hardly have any videos to edit and publish. So those 3 months will go by real quick. So then I get to May, June, July, and now August. So yeah, there's probably a good amount of work to edit and publish. Yeah, I do see the restrictions on each individual video, and I take care of it right away. I actually don't go live. I go private. Let the restriction come on. It's usually music. And then when I go to the cojaleras, which is the bullfighting here in Colombia, which is wild. You see I have two of those videos. I have one from Caucasia in 2024, and I just did one in 26 in Planeta Rica, and they have like 500 kids inside the bull ring. And then, they're spearing the bull. The bull is full of blood. Sometimes the kids will get gored. They'll get hit by a bull. I have one of the kids going around doing a 360 on top of the horns of the bull. I have the bull goring a horse. And so those videos of the bullfighting, YouTube turns them on to 18 plus. So kids aren't seeing that. So I have those restrictions. I have two videos like that for the bullfighting, and I have one where I'm with the Brazilian girl in Cozumel on a beach, where I'm rubbing some suntan oil on her, and she's in a bikini, and they're like, "Well, it's 18 plus." I'm like, I don't get that one. So anyway, I think the AI, the algo, is like picking up this stuff and turning on 18 plus. So when you do 18 plus, it kills the video. It kills the viewership because most people don't have a subscription. They can't subscribe. So, yeah. Having a lady is a damn good way to go. Yeah. Without them, there's no way that, I mean, I would have to do videos like Kurt Kaz, maybe go to like the danger's neighborhood, and he brings girls on his videos. Or Volpe is really good. He always has a hot girl on there too as well. So doing it alone, there's a couple of guys that do it and have monetized. But I see one guy I follow, I think it's Gabriel, where he has no girls on the videos. I think he's been doing it for like 11 years. So those guys got on early, even before pre-COVID. So, and I started my channel in 2008, October 2008, in Hawaii. So, and I had 400 400 subscribers. And I had some views that went, I think I got one video with 90,000 views, but I couldn't monetize back then. And the channel was about spearfishing. So then I stopped doing it, and I should have just kept going. So obviously, if you stop, YouTube doesn't treat you very well. And so I wanted to revive it. And friends kept saying, well, you're traveling now. You left Hawaii for travel and you need a YouTube channel. And I'm like, me on YouTube? No way. let me block the light behind me. I'm a tax professional. Oh, Luis Gallo. Aloha, Toronto. Wow, this is so cool. Wow, I have 3 viewers. Who else is on here? Somebody's in here anonymously. Well, Louis, Retire and Go is my friend from Hawaii, Chris. He has a great channel as well. Please subscribe to his channel. His channel is about traveling, just like mine. But he combines it with a lot of financial help, and it's great information. Toronto. I didn't know you were Canadian, Louis. I'm in Medellin. Just got here 3 days ago on a bus from Caucasia. Oh my God. So about 2 weeks ago. All right, let me back up. So the video that published yesterday was from December 23rd, 2 days before Christmas. I was here in Medellin, and I left Medellin early January. Fernando was here, by the way. I don't think he'll get on the live, but Fernando from Hawaii was here. We spent after my breakup, we spent Christmas and New Year's here, and then I left to Cartagena. And then Gracie, she's a lot in my videos. She's a Venezuelan girl, a little shorty, great person. Her and her sister Vignelli flew up. They live in Planeta Rica. They've been living 8 years in Colombia, from Venezuela in Planeta Rica. So they drove up, bussed up to Cartagena, which is the beach city up in Colombia. And they were there for a couple of days, like 2 or 3 days. Grandma had a heart attack or stroke, I forget which one. So their mom called them back. So they were there for just a couple of days. I was hoping to spend some time with them. They're really, really cool people. So they left. And I was in Cartagena I started my tax business, my tax season. I'm a tax accountant. So I started my tax account in Cartagena, and I had great Wi-Fi at the condos there. And Airbnb's Booking.com was charging me a little bit more than what I'm paying here, probably like around $50 a night. It just comes out to 30 days, about $1,500 a month for rent, which is what you would pay for a studio somewhere in the United States, So a small place, not in a big city. So I started my tax season there, and then I left to go to Bolivia. Louis, which I met here in Medellin, here at the hotel where I'm at. Come to Bolivia, it's great, blah, blah, blah. So anyway, shout out to Bolivia, Santa Cruz. I'm going to publish those videos probably in like 2-3 weeks, probably by the end of the month. And then I went into tax season there, kept going into tax season. So I spent all of March and April there. And then I left, and in May, I went up to Las Vegas. I was in Las Vegas for 6 weeks. Then from Las Vegas, I flew to Florida, Fort Lauderdale. I'm trying to block the light behind. So, and I have a car that I keep at my cousin's house in Florida. I drove the car up north, 24-hour drive to New Jersey. It's 1,000 miles. And my aunt from Australia, she's 80, 81, 81 or 83. I'm confused with the two aunts that are left. And my cousin, my Australian cousin from Sydney, James, came up. They came to visit to New Jersey. And then it was my niece's daughter's birthday. And I'm like, oh, this is a great opportunity to go see family. I hadn't been up in New Jersey where most of my family is in 2 years. So I spent a month in New Jersey, and I just left to Cartagena from New Jersey. I flew from JFK direct to Cartagena. Flights are really, really expensive now with the war and gasoline. And then I took a bus because I wanted to get to Planeta Rica to go see Gracie. So I took a bus. It was the best way. I took a 5-hour bus to Planeta Rica, where they live, which is near Monteria. Monteria is a big city up there in near the coast. It's probably like an hour and a half from the beach, from Colombia's Caribbean beach. And I was in Planeta Rica for like 10 days. And one of the things, I've been up there a lot. One of the things that I want to do, because it's cattle and mining country, gold mining, is get on a mine and get it on video, get it on a GoPro. It would be great for the channel. And so the last time I was there, which was in Planeta Rica, which was in, I think it was February. Oh yeah, from Cartagena. Back in January, I'd gone up to Planeta in February. So I actually spent, I forgot to mention that in January and February, I actually spent tax season before I went to Bolivia in Planeta Rica. And that's where I got the 2 videos for the Cabalgata, which is the horse parade, and then the Cojalejas, which is the bullfighting. So I got those, and those did really, really good. They got thousands of views. And then, okay, so I went back down to Planeta this time to see Gracie. I took that bus from Cartagena down 5 hours, because if I flew to Medellin, I would have to take 2 flights from Newark, stop in Florida. There is a direct from JFK to Medellin. And then from Medellin, it's a 7.5-hour bus ride to Planeta Rica, to Caucasia, and then another 45 minutes up to, so about 8 hours to Planeta Rica. So because Planeta Rica, my where I wanted to go is like in the middle of nowhere, you have to fly to the closest airport, which is hours away by bus. So I wanted to get this gold mining video done, because about 20 years ago, Gold Rush started on the History Channel, where Parker Schnabel and Tony the Viking. And I'm like, oh my God, I love this. I was glued to this show, loved it. And the previous time, the hotel owner up there where I stay, Leandro, and his mom, Doris, you guys are going to see Doris in my videos, and Leandro as well. I'm going to publish Leandro where we go to the beach. That's coming up probably in 2 weeks. And so he's like, yeah, I have some connections to get you on a gold mine, because it's really difficult getting on these gold mines and to video it. I have this connection, and it didn't happen back then, but it happened this time. So we met someone. I can't really speak about the connection, but we met someone that it's not only a gold mine, it's a dredge in the water. Oh my God, I'm so excited about this video. I'll probably publish this video. I usually like to go chronologically, because it's a video that I did 3 days ago before getting here to Medellin. I was up there. I usually like to publish it chronologically, but if I think the video is important or is time sensitive, and the people that got me up there to the dredge on the river, the gold dredge on the river, they're like, well, where's the video? Where's the video? Did you edit it? I think I'm going to push it through and put it up probably in 3 days time. I'll probably put the video up, definitely before next weekend, middle of the week. You got to see this. I'm on a dredge. It's a floating metal barge with um, a kitchen, with sleeping quarters, bathroom, a store so you can buy some goods, laundry. And this thing is massive. And it's got this arm that they put into the river and they suction. It's a 2,000 horsepower diesel Caterpillar that suctions up the mud, the clay, and the water, and then it gets all sifted down through screens and rocks and sticks and vegetation. Organic stuff goes one way, and then it starts filtrating down smaller and smaller particles, and then there's a carpet on it's a slide. It's called the sluice, and there's a carpet, and of course, gold's density is heavier than anything organic or rock or mud or water. And so the gold gets trapped in the carpet. And at the end, they shut everything down and they wash out the carpets, and hopefully there's gold there. This was amazing. And then in front, these things are on the river, and in front, there were 27 dredges there. I couldn't film everything, but I got a lot of good footage. In front of these dredges on the river, there are 3 excavators clearing all the land of vegetation and trees so they can take in all this low land that's the lowland that's at the border, at the edge of the river. It's amazing, amazing, amazing thing to see, to experience. And I love the whole thing about it. Probably going to go up to Alaska one day and go do this, on my own. But yeah, so I did that video, and I just got here to Medellin. So then I took that video to get access to that river. It's the Nechi River, Nechi. I had to go from Planeta Rica by bus to Caucasia, which is the biggest town near the Nechi River and the Cauca River. And so from Caucasia, we took a 4x4, an hour and a half to Nechi, a very small town, a gold mining town, frontier town, pretty wild. We ate there. I got that on video as well. And then from there, we took a boat, about a half an hour boat, upriver on the Nechi River. And then that boat hopped us onto the dredge. And then I did my filming, and we came back and had lunch there in Nechi and whatnot. So that brought me back to Caucasia. And as soon as I came off of that adventure, I got on a bus, all dirty and sweaty. Caucasia is near the coast. It's up in Cordoba. Well, it's actually Antioquia still. That's the states here, the departamentos, the states. And so I got on a bus all sweaty and dirty, and from filming gold mining all day. And it was a 7.5 hour bus trip to Medellin in the middle of the night. So during the day, it probably would take a little bit longer because there's a lot of stoppages. So I'm here in Medellin 3 days ago. Gracie's going to come up next week. She's waiting for this weekend to spend with our birthday, our sister's birthday, that is. Also, one of the videos I will publish within 2 weeks are going to be Gracie's birthday and her sisters. They have a twin sister, non-identical twin sister, Dina. So I have a video of that. Really, really cool. Spend time with local families and whatnot. They're going to come up. Dina and Gracie are going to come up after this weekend, and I'm going to create some videos here in Medellin. They want to go to Guatapé and Hacienda Nápoles. Maybe I'll go up to San Gil and film these beautiful waterfalls. San Gil is a town in northeastern, closer to like the Amazon area of Colombia, and it's in the department, the state of Santander. And they have this canyon that is just freaking amazing. It's unbelievable. And so I'm looking to get some footage of that. I got Gracie a passport, and our father doesn't allow me to take her out. She's 20 years old, doesn't allow her to go travel outside the country. He said, I met him. I had met the mom a long time before, and the whole family except for the dad. And he's like, no, you can't take Gracie. I actually wanted to go to Florida. Fernando's up in Florida. Oh God, I think I'm still tired from my travel. Europe. I was going to go up to Portugal and Greece and wherever. You know, one of one of my big ideas is to go up to Europe and do caravan life. You know, RV life, and just hop from country to country to country. Um, Probably do that for like 6 weeks. But I don't want to do it alone. Again, these videos are no good if it's just me alone in a video. So yeah, so I'm in Medellin. Actually, the people that got me onto the dredge, the gold dredge up in Nechi, they live in Caucasia. They're actually coming. They're from Medellin. They're coming down this weekend. There's a big fair. It actually goes on for like 10 days or 2 weeks. It's called Feria de las Flores. I have a video on it where I went to the botanical gardens here in Medellin, which is beautiful. And I love nature. I love flowers. I get that from my mom. Hydrangeas and all that. So it's happening this weekend. There's like Friday's a car show. Then Saturday, there's a huge flower parade up in the hills. Medellin is on a canyon. We're at the bottom of the canyon of the city. Is 1,600 meters. So that's close to a mile high at the bottom, at the top of both canyons. I already did some videos up there for the parapente, the paragliding with Shirley and whatnot, and other videos of the miradors. I think I got videos, miradors miradors are the lookouts. They have restaurants up there at night. It's beautiful. It's 2,200 meters. So I think that's over a mile. And it's cold up there. You think Colombia is hot. You need a jacket up there. You freeze your butt off up there at night. You need heating. So that's where the flowers come from, Santa Elena, up in the mountains. And they come down, these silleteros are these people with like these flowers on their back. And so I'm going to video this weekend. And the person that got us onto the gold dredge, she lives in Caucasia. She's from Medellin. She has a finca here. Supposedly we're supposed to get on her finca. Finca is like a high-end farm. It's not a farm, but it's a house in the mountains. Yeah. So supposedly she's got like, we're going to grill meats and this and that. And so let's see if this is going to happen. My life is like, I don't know where I'm going to be doing. There's talk about doing stuff, and sometimes it doesn't materialize. It just occurs, and it's wonderful when it does, So let's hope that happens. So I'll be here this week before the Flower Festival, just working my butt off. I have some tax work too, some late filers, amended returns, working on that. And that's slow. The extensions have until October 15th, but there's some clients that are like, okay, I received that final document. So I have a little bit of finance work throughout the months of the summer, which is June, July, August, September. And then September, everybody starts calling me. I'm like, okay, the procrastinators. I've got until October to get the extension done. So I have a little bit of tax work, but 95% of the work is video work, and try to grow this to where I can monetize. I still haven't monetized. I don't have 4,000 watch hours. Excuse me. So I'll be waiting for Doris, I think, might come down, the mother of the owner of the hotel. She owns the restaurant in the hotel where I stay up in Planeta Rica. Doris might come down with this other person that hooked us up with the gold dredge video content. And then, so I'll be busy this weekend. And then Gracie and Dina are going to come down after the weekend. So, and then I'm looking to do some videos with Gracie and her sister, Dina. And then I don't know. So I was in Bolivia for 6 weeks, 7 weeks. And I got let me read some of the comments so I can put this into some of the conversation. Okay, Louise, I'm Colombian living in Canada for over 40 years. Very cool. Louise, are you from the coast? Are you from Medellin? Why don't you publish the videos right away? It just never materialized that way. So Okay, I got an answer for you. So when I first started videoing in 2023, I wanted to shock YouTube. And if you go back to the day that I started the uploads, it was, if you go in history, chronological down on the videos, it was June 25th, 2024. So I had 8 months already of footage. And what I wanted to do, I studied how to create a video and how to create a channel and get demonetized. I wanted to get 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours right away. And I got close. I got really, really close. Um, from that date, I think I published like right away from that late June 2024 date. I published like 60 videos within 2 months, and I get really good numbers. And then it just died. Um, I think I got involved with some work every now and then when I don't have enough cash, because you got to understand, tax businesses, I do 80% of my income from late January through April 15. And then it's like 20% of the income comes slowly throughout the rest of the year. And then towards the end of the year is really, really difficult. So I was looking to do a part-time job. And I'm like, you know what, let me buy a car and go drive Uber and do some Uber work. So I think I left to do Uber work for like 5 weeks and came back down. So during that time, Uber takes a lot of energy. I think at that time it was Lyft, not Uber. And it takes a lot of energy from you. And I was doing 13, 15-hour days, 12-hour days, 7 days a week, because Uber pays minimum wage. So if you don't really hit it hard, it doesn't make any sense. It's not worthwhile. And I wanted to do something that was part-time, that I could just get in, get out, and start doing videos and travel again. So the momentum was lost from getting monetization back then. That's the history of the channel. So from then on, I always seem to have video, at least like from when I publish the videos are at least 3 months, usually 4 months old. And in this case, I'm publishing December. I'm going to do January tomorrow, or even tonight if I can. So it's 8 months behind, at least 7 months behind. So it's always been like that. I've always had more content waiting to be edited and produced, as opposed to publishing the video right away. Yeah, it just somehow has never worked out. Maybe in the future it will. What is my plan for the future? Where do you want to live? Louis, I'm happy doing what I'm doing. Ask Chris. I think me and Chris are the kind of people that will just continue to travel. Divorced, no kids, self-employed, working out of a laptop, tax business. So I could work from the beach anywhere in the world. That's what COVID did to me. It crushed my business. I lost 40% of my income. I had 300 clients. Closed it down, crushed it. Clients left. I was in Hawaii. Aloha shaka. And I had a little store in a mini mall, and it was great, on Eaton Square in Waikiki Beach. And I lost 140 clients. And I didn't even have a girlfriend at the time. This was September 2nd, 2020. That was the second lockdown. I went through the first lockdown, where you had to stay indoors and not go out. And there were 3 lockdowns. I left during the second one. The 3 lockdowns lasted 6 to 8 weeks. And it crushed my aloha spirit. A little part of me dies every time I talk about this, because Hawaii is so beautiful. It's very expensive, so beautiful. I think Chris, retiring, goes a native, and he's got family there. I'm an East Coaster that sold his house in 2008 and moved to Hawaii, and started this channel as a spearfishing channel. If you go to the oldest videos, they're spearfishing, and just love the aina, the land. And you don't need a gym. We don't watch TV. We're outdoors. And our gym is the volcano on one side and the beach on the other side. It's like 15 minutes to the volcano, 5 minutes to the beach. It's a wonderful place to live. Expensive, but totally worth it. And I lost 40% of my income. And I said, you know what? This is a business that I could do somewhere from the beach. So I bought digital signature software, cloud portal, and I left. And then it took me 2 to 3 years. All my friends were like, get a YouTube channel, get a YouTube channel, get a YouTube channel. It's like, you're posting on Facebook and Instagram. I know what you're up to. We want to see the full length video, 15, 20 minutes, and it took me a while to decide to do it. And then when I did it, I filmed like 8 months worth of footage. And I'm like, I'm going to throw it all at one time onto the algorithm. And I had amazing numbers. Let me see if I can share the share my desktop. Check this out. So I have these YouTube channel metrics. I use Google. I'm an accountant. Let's see if this works. So I use Google spreadsheets a lot. So this is June 25th, 2024, when I uploaded my first video. Before that, that's when I uploaded my first travel video. Before that, I have this. So I have 70 videos, October 18, 2008. It was my first video on YouTube. I'm a trailblazer. Yeah, I put up 70 videos and I had 405 subscribers. I had 6,400 watch hours. But that's over the course of all of those years, to 2004. So I had 218,000 views. I got a couple of those videos, spearfishing videos, that got 30, 90. I think the biggest one's like 90,000 views. CTR, Chris, let me know what your CTR is for the whole channel. 4.8 for that time. I'm currently at 4.6. Yeah, so I think that number's incorrect. So when I slammed YouTube with the travel videos, when I revived the channel, because I didn't do any uploads like after 2010, 2011, stopped doing uploads. So 14 years later, I'm like, okay, let me start a YouTube channel. So in those 6 days, 25 to 30, I think that's 6 days, I uploaded 19 videos and my views were 1,200. Let's look at the hours. The hours are the ones that 29 hours. And in July, I did 34 videos. This is 2024. 34 videos. I got 140 subscribers, which is great for 1 month. And 367 watch hours. Amazing. These are awesome numbers. And then I went into August and I did a little bit of lift work and I didn't upload. So all of that momentum that I created, I lost. So I just uploaded one video in August. So you lose momentum. The algorithm is hungry. It wants videos. And when you don't post videos, it forgets about you. And all the momentum that you built goes out the window. So I'm like, okay, let me get back into it. So I think I worked Lyft August and September, like 6 weeks. And then middle of September, I started uploading. So 11 videos and then 54 subs. And you see the impressions were much higher than today. I'll scroll up a little bit so you guys can see the videos. Impressions are when a video is shown on your screen. You don't click on it. Click on it as a view. You've opened it and watched it as a view. So you haven't clicked on it, but that's what an impression is. It's just a bunch of thumbnails with everybody else's thumbnails. It could be on the right side. It could be below. It could be on, as you scroll and you see them, but you don't click on them. So that's an impression. Impression is like printing an ad on a newspaper and you go through the page and you don't read the ad, that's an impression. If you read the ad, that's a view. Okay, so then October and November and even into January, I got really good traction. If you look at these numbers, they're beautiful. So look at this. I had 669 subscribers, watch hours in 1 month with a very small channel. And at that time, my subscribership was only 789. So less than 1,000 subscribers, and I'm getting 669 hours for the month. That was amazing. And if you look at the impressions, 288,000 impressions. So I had really good traction here again. Really good momentum. And then boom, January and February. Again, I went to do a little bit of lift work in January, and then February tax season started and I didn't publish. And then I'm like, this is not good. So then I got one of my, I actually hire video editors to edit my videos. I do the final cut, which takes about 4 to 5 hours, but they do all the heavy lifting up front. And so I hired him to publish for me. So he did. And so in March and April, which is tax season, I was able to get, momentum with that. But then I fall off again for some reason. 8 videos only in June, So, and if you look at the impressions, they're a lot lower. And then again here, I fall off again. December through October, November, December of 2025. I only did 18 videos. And then again here, tax season again. 2 videos in March and April. And if you look at the impressions today, and I'll come back, I'm not reading the comments now, but I'll come back to the comments in a little while. If you look at the impressions, they're so much lower. Look at this, 15 videos. This is July. This just ended yesterday or 2 days ago. 15 videos uploaded, 59 subscribers, 156 watch hours. I'm doing 5 hours per day. So if you divide 156 watch hours, divide that by 30 days or 31 days, it's about 5 hours per day. Per video, I'm getting about 10 watch hours. That's kind of okay. Views per day, 89. Views, 2,700. Impressions per video, about 2,800. Impressions per day, about 1,350. And the impressions, 41,000. So if you look at this line, 15 videos with 41,000 impressions. Look at this, 14 videos, 64,000 impressions. Let me highlight that as well. And then if you scroll down to that area that I was getting really, really cool numbers, look at this, only 13 videos. And I'm getting 288,000 impressions. Yeah. So I don't know. I'm not getting as much impressions. I don't know if YouTube is punishing me. The ability to monetize is this number, and that number reflects the last 12 months. So the 13th month drops off. It's not cumulative. So Chris, I have an expected payout when I do monetize. I think yours is higher than mine because you're doing financial stuff. I'm not doing any financial stuff, even though I should have been in finance working finance for 40 years. For a travel channel, I think I would get paid. This is $3.40 per thousand. Here it is, 340 RPM estimated, 380 and $4. So I have 3 columns here based on views. So this is what I would get paid for my views. That's how low YouTube will pay you. These are per month. So that last month, July, that we just it was over 2 days ago, that would pay me anywhere from $9 to $11 based on my content, based on my views. So of course, the more subscribers, hopefully the more views. Let me know what your RPM is. And let me see if I can get back to the webcam. Where is the webcam? There we go. Chris, if you can comment what your CTR is and what your RPM is, if you can. You don't have to share it if you don't want to. And you don't have to share it publicly if you don't want to. You can text it to me. But that would be great to know. Yeah, so what is your plan for the future? Where do you want to live? If everything would have gone well with Shirley, I would be living 6 months in Colombia and 6 months outside of Colombia. I cannot stay, even if I got married and got a visa, or even if I don't get married and I get a digital nomad visa, a retirement visa, or some other kind of visa. I cannot stay in Colombia more than 183 days. 182 days are the maximum. 180 is the tourist visa. And for tax purposes, the reason why I will not stay beyond 182 days, which is 1 day more than half of the year, which is 183 days, is because Colombia would tax me on my American income, 39%. And I pay taxes in the US as well. Yeah, no bueno. Not going to happen. It will never happen. Colombia taxes you on your, like America, it taxes you on your worldwide income. Yeah. So the idea then would be to spend as much time in Colombia because you married a Colombian girl and then travel with her, which we did. That was a big test. We first traveled internally in Colombia, and then I got her the passport, and then we went to Mexico for 3 weeks, and then Panama for a week, and then had everything gone well, we would have been in Europe right now. So, and probably married, definitely. So, there's a whole tax issue, and then there's immigration on the U.S. side right now. They're not giving away K1 and K2 visas. K1 is the wife visa, the spousal visa. K2 is the child visa. Shirley has a 4-year-old. So, but I'm a European citizen as well. I'm dual passport. So I probably would have gotten something done on the Europe side, and then we could travel anywhere in Europe. So the idea where to live would be 2-3 months in Europe, at least 3 months in Colombia, maybe more, and then Mexico, Asia, and just keep traveling. Why live somewhere? Gold mines would be cool. Yeah, that video is going to be excellent. I'm going to publish, and it's a dredge on the river, not the actual gold mine. So, are there any insurgents close to Planeta Rica? Is it safe? Planeta Rica, the town, is safe. There's no they're called paramilitaries here, militias. No, not in Planeta Rica. But I can tell you that the mining operations are from them. So if you go on YouTube and you pull up gold mining in Colombia, you'll see a lot of it gets funded. I think I just saw some YouTube videos on the fact that they're also deriving a lot of income from gold mining, not just the the other trade. I got to be careful what I say on here. Um, so so yeah, they're diversifying and getting into gold. Um, a lot of the paramilitaries, ELN, which was they fractioned off from they fractioned off factored off fraction. They separated from FRAC when FRAC 10 or 15 years ago did a deal with the government here and got um, seats in Congress. They became peaceful, and then ELN says no, we're not doing it. And then there's another clan up there called the Clan of Gulfville. So there's a couple of groups up there, and they're in the northeast corner. So the video camera does it. Northeast corner, if you look, corner of Colombia, near Venezuela. But they're also everywhere. They did last time I was here. They did in Medellin. They did blow up a bomb to bring down a power line. The structure, the four legs, and then the metal structure that brings these huge power lines, usually over a mountain. They did blow that up, and they usually use a cylinder of gas to do it. So they did that. They did blow up last time I was here also on the highway. You got to look at this video. This is wild. They did blow up they put a bomb in the sewer, and this was the highway that goes from Bogota to Medellin, and they killed a bunch of people. They destroyed one of the trucks that got blown up wasn't directly close. You see the crater on this. You can Google it. It's pretty wild. One of those trucks was close to the crater, but wasn't like ground zero of the crater on the street. They blew up the whole street, the highway, and it's not a highway like in America or Toronto or Europe. But Jean is on. Aloha, Jean. Comment allez-vous? Jean Baptiste. Aloha. One of those trucks, the engine came out of the truck and landed on a bus that was in line with all this traffic, because they detonated when they waited for the traffic to jam to happen. And the engine came up out of the truck and landed and crushed the whole bus and killed a bunch of people. So there is a lot of violence with the militias, the paramilitaries. There's a new president, El Tigre, the tiger. And he's right. He's pro-Trump. And he's got all these things he's going to do, put down these guys. So Planeta's pretty safe. You don't want to be walking around at night anywhere in Colombia. So if I was out at night, it would be like, just right after sunset. I'd be going to there was a barbecue place that I walked to, which was like 2 blocks away, and come right back. And it was like 8 p.m., 8:30. So I kind of stay indoors. It's not a place, I'm not in Planeta Rica to do stuff, to film and do videos. Although when the cabalgata, the horse parade, which I have the video of, and the bullfighting, those two were amazing. And now the gold dredge, that video is going to be amazing. So in that area, I am out and about, but I make sure that I'm with people, hotel owners and business owners, and and I'm not there to do filming. It's great when those things happen, because I show Colombia's culture, which is amazing. It's rich in everything, including the safety element. So I went up there to see Gracie. I actually have Gracie, she's coming up here next week. I have a playlist of Gracie. So if you go to playlists, you'll see Gracie. So I also went when I was dating Louisa about a year and a half ago. I went up to the family farm, and at night, the dad is like, "We don't even want you outside the farm, like walking around at night," because there was movement of paramilitaries up there. And yeah, the paramilitaries are up in the middle of the jungle. So, and then they do come down and they'll do crazy stuff. So, um, Louisa's family is from them area as well. The, they call it costeñas, coast people. And they're not on the coast, but they're an hour's drive from the coast. And it's not mountainous like Medellin. We're up in the mountains; it's a little bit cooler. Down there, you're down below, and it's hot. It's Miami hot, Orlando hot, summer heat, and the humidity is nuts, crazy. So, but Florida's probably hotter than Cordoba, which is the state up there. Planeta Rica, Monteria, Caucasia. So I do have two videos of farm life up there. So I do go out and film stuff like during the day out there. Um, Jean, I was born in Portugal. So I came to, first we went to Germany. I was 7 years old when we went to Germany. So Portuguese is my first language. German's my second language. And then 9 years old, then we landed in New Jersey on JFK Airport on a Pan Am 747. I was 9 years old. So I grew up in New Jersey. I'm an American. Hey, forget about it. You looking at me? Yo, Tony, where's my bag of donuts? So I'm the Jersey guy. So I grew up in Jersey from childhood, studied up there, got into business up there, and um, I did IT programming. I programmed IBM mainframes for financial systems, accounts receivable system, 15 years corporate. And I burned out. And I was like, I want to work for myself. And then became an investment advisor. And then the last credit crunch in 2008 and 9 and 10 took that business out. And a subsequent move to Hawaii. Sold my house in New Jersey 2008. Went to Hawaii. John, Newark, New Jersey. I know you're very close to the area. So grew up in New Jersey, and then after 3 trips to Hawaii, I'm like, it kept calling me and calling me and pulling me and pulling me. The Aina, the land, the love of the ocean, which I love, the beach, the hiking, the people. And I sold my house, moved to Hawaii with 2 suitcases. At the time, I met a Polish girl in New Jersey, and I'm like, I'm selling a house and moving to New Jersey. She's like, I'll go with you. And she loved, hated, loved, hated, loved, hated. We got married in Hawaii on the beach. We went to Europe to Portugal, to my mother's country. She was retired there at the time. We got married in a church up there. And then we got divorced. And then she left. She wanted to move back to Jersey. And some of the reasons for the divorce were I didn't bear any children. And then she wanted to move back to Jersey to shovel snow. And I'm like, I'm not going back to Jersey. I'll go for a couple of weeks or a month, but I'm not living there. So I opened up the tax business in Hawaii, the last credit crunch bubble of, when was it? 2008, 2009 and 10, 2008 and 9. Yeah. The market crash. Remember, the banks were about to close, that killed my financial advisement business because it was a very young business. I was like 4 or 5 years into it, and a very small account. I had like, I don't know, maybe 1,000,001, 1,000,002 under management. So I was like, okay, time to reinvent myself. And I opened up the tax business. So I've been doing that since 2010 and 16 years. And COVID came, closes everything down. I leave, I lose 40% of my income, 140 clients. And I'm like, I'm going to go travel. And here I am. I'm a YouTuber. I still have the tax business. So I do taxes. So if you see me not post February, March, and April, I'm like dead from tax work. So It's kind of bad for the algorithm because they want videos, but video production and editing does slow down for those months. So yeah, grew up in Newark, New Jersey, Elizabeth, New Jersey. Um, yeah, the gold mine is all Colombians. There are that area of the Colombias. Like when I'm in Planeta Rica, there's no gringos up there. Monteria, which is a big city, I've been up there a few times, 6 times. Never see a foreigner. Yeah. Caucasia, I've been up there twice, 3 times. Nope. All of those cities up there in Cordoba. Well, Caucasia is still Antioquia. It's on the border of Antioquia, Cordoba, and I believe Bolivar. It's like a triangle up there. So yeah, so no, I'm the only one around there. And I'm 6'4", bald, old. I stand out like a sore thumb. So I got to be really careful when I'm out and around those areas. Yeah, my family is mostly in New Jersey. So no kids. Was never able to father a child. So one of the reasons the ex-wife left. Lazy sperm. And I have a sister in New Jersey and a sister in Portugal. And I have nieces and nephews in New Jersey, and I have cousins all over the world. My mother's side of the family is a very worldly family. I have aunts and uncles and cousins in Brazil, Australia, Germany, France, New Jersey, Florida. Um, I think we had some cousins up in Canada as well. What do you do to stay safe in Colombia? Not go out at night a lot. um, walk fast. Don't flash. Don't be on your phone. Although I'm always looking to see where I'm going. Um, even if I'm walking around to a restaurant um, for direction. Um, Stay in a hotel that's very, very safe. This hotel is in Laureles in Medellin, has security everywhere. Um, um, yeah, safety is the utmost priority here in Colombia. So um, it's very important. When I go out, if I go out at night, usually somebody else comes along with me. It doesn't mean that they're not going to rob you with 2 people. It happens a lot, all the time, actually. But at least you have somebody else there with you. So, or if you get drugged, somebody else is with you. So never alone in bars or clubs, or I hardly ever go, maybe once or twice or 3 times a year. We'll go out to a club. Hey, my club video, 6-year-old goes to the club. The White Rabbit, the white bunny video. That got good views, I'm the old man at the club. That was kind of cool. And I was with Fernando. Fernando's from Hawaii. He's in a lot of my videos. And he's been here to Medellin 3 times. He's currently in Europe. He's also Portuguese. And he's in Portugal. And it was me, him, and 2 Colombian girls that we know of, like we hadn't just met them. We've known them and friends of friends of good, solid, reputable um, reputation. In Europe will be really cool. Join you there. Yeah, come. Let's go. Let's go caravanning through 5 countries and video it all. And then we'll go to clubs. We're going to go to Visa Club and Greek clubs. We're going to have some fun. You're probably young. Louis, you're probably in your 40s or 30s, but why not? Van life. Yeah. I Colombia is so big. It's such a huge country, and there's so much to see. It would take me. I only do 5 6 months here. It would probably take me 10 years, 12 months a year to film all of it. And there's some areas that I want to go to, some like nature, some canyons, and thermales, which is like the thermal springs, and there's stuff that I want to do that's like just amazing. And there's stuff that's like remote where I would need my own transportation. I can't rely on a bus, an Uber, or a moto taxi. That's the guys that you get on the back and they take you up and down the hill. So I was thinking about doing a little bit of van life here. It may even happen. Um, Gracie and Dina, the two sisters, the non-identical twins, you can see them on camera. Um, Actually, they're in my camera. They're in my videos, and they're in the Cartagena videos. The three sisters were up there. So if you go to the Cartagena videos because I met Gracie and her sisters in 2024, January 2024. So if you search my channel for Cartagena nightlife, you'll see it. Just put in Cartagena nightlife. You'll see Gracie and her sisters and Dina. So they're actually coming, Dina and Gracie, and I'm going to publish their birthday in 2 weeks. I'm going to publish it because I took that in February. No, in February. So it's time to publish those videos. So they're coming next week, and I was thinking maybe I'll look to rent big SUV, or here in Medellin, or a caravana, an RV, and we just go and we go up to San Gil. If you punch in San Gil, Colombia, GIL, San Gil's, SANGIL, 2 words. All of this outdoor stuff comes up, canyons and rafting and zip lining. And I want to get that all on video. And Colombia is just a beautiful country. So van life may happen in Colombia. And I would probably do it for Gracie's in school. She has to get back to school September 2nd. So this would be, if she comes up here next week, which is September 10th, 11th, we'd be doing this for 3 weeks. So that may happen, or maybe just 2 weeks, because we want to do some videos here in Medellin and Guatapé and Hacienda. So, yeah, that's also a possibility to do van life in Colombia. That would be awesome, because it doesn't get cold. Well, maybe at night if you're up on the top of the mountain, it gets a little bit cold. And if you're up like at elevation 1,500 meters, you're fine. You don't need, it's not crazy hot. You don't even need air conditioning. So it would be a good place to do it, to do van life in Colombia. But definitely want to do van life in Europe. Oh my God, that would be awesome. Because then you could hit up a bunch of countries and just go from place to place to place. And then, there's all of these RV parks where you just pull up and you hook up your electricity, and they have bathrooms, they have a pool, showers, everything, Yes, Colombian, Lewis, still, there are many places I don't know yet. Love to go around Colombia. Yeah, it's an amazing country. Let's hope the new president makes the country safer so we can travel. Yeah, that's always the big issue, right? Is safety here. If this was as safe as some places like Europe or the U.S., not to say that you can't get killed and robbed over there, you can, but it's just, I don't know. There's a lot more petty crime going on around here. That's, they stealing backpacks. Two kids on a motorbike at a stoplight, they stop and they take everybody's stuff, cell phones, backpacks, at a restaurant. There's the whole issue here with girls drugging and robbing foreigners and locals. If that wasn't present, Colombia would be the most amazing place, actually, number one. It still is, but it would be crazy good, if it was as safe as Asia and Europe and the US, so that's the big problem, right? And one president, while we wish him well and good things for the country, it's very difficult because there's always opposition. So there's opposition everywhere in the Congress, which is a lot of it is left leaning, and then um, there's the whole culture of corruption. So it's hard for one person or group of people, small group of people to change a whole nation. And so the best equilibrium is both sides, left and right, and hopefully we have a centrist. Um, we have a center right or center left government that they can make concessions and deals. And so when it's polarized all the way on the right, all the way on the left, it's not good for the country or for the culture. So, yeah, Paraguay, Lewis is on the list. So when I was in Bolivia, I had to get back up north to meet up with family in Jersey, and then I went up to Vegas to do a little bit of Uber work up there. So had I not had that commitment to go north back to the US, the next country over was Paraguay and Brazil. So those are on the list. Oh, let me tell you about Bolivia. So my teeth, I haven't taken care of them in a long time. And over here, I have the camera. The camera is like kind of reversed, so it's like okay. So I have an implant there that needs to be done, and one above here. You can see it. Anyway, I did two implants, and I looked to do them here and in Mexico and the U.S. An implant costs $7,000-8,000, and over here I was getting prices around 1,500 each, $1,200 to $1,500 each, and in Bolivia, I met a doctor, and we did one for 750 and the other one for 700. But I only have the posts in, so I just did them in May, I think, May or June. So I have the two posts in, and then the posts have to heal because the posts go straight into the tooth, and I have to go back and put the crowns in. So I'll be back in Bolivia. I don't know when, but I also want to go up to Asia. So this year. So it's on the list. And then Paraguay, Asuncion, I think it's called, and then Brazil. So yeah. Yes. So again, like Colombia, Mexico is breathtaking, gorgeous. There's so many places. So when I left, so many beautiful places, Mexico, lindo. And again, the whole safety issue is the biggest issue. I actually got robbed by the cops in Mexico. Yeah. La mordida, the vacuna, whatever you call it. The mordida, they think they call it over there. Over here is a vacuna, whatever. But I was doing nothing. It was during pandemic. I was walking to my Airbnb. I was in Playa del Carmen, and I had ripped one of my flip flops, slippers, chunkless. So I was walking around barefoot. So they're like, okay, this guy walking around barefoot. And it was pretty late at night. It was 11:30. There was no stores open to buy shoe wear. It was just bars and restaurant. I was coming from a restaurant and walking to my Airbnb, and I was close to the Airbnb door. I was a block away, and they're like, I was smoking a puro. a cohiba, a cigar. And they know that cigar smoke smells very much different than marijuana. They pulled me over like, you're smoking marijuana. I'm like, no, this is not marijuana. Took it away from me, busts it open, all show, puts it to his nose, throws it on the ground and steps on it. Two guys in the truck. And they couldn't accuse me of smoking marijuana because they want to pay out, right? They're going to accuse you of something, and then you got to pay them to get off. They're like, you're drunk. I'm like, no, I'm not drunk. I went to have a huichinango, which is a sea bass, which I love, sea bass. And I had a margarita and a Corona. I'm not drunk. I'm walking my Airbnb. Put your hands on the truck. I went in my pockets, took everything out, put everything back except for the cash. And at that time, I was carrying 3,600 pesos. I didn't leave it in the Airbnb. I should have left it in the Airbnb because I didn't trust the Airbnb. I thought maybe if somebody would take the money, but nobody's going to go in the Airbnb. And I also needed to make a deposit to pay. That was for the Airbnb to pay. Make a deposit at one of the banks, so you can actually deposit cash in the bank over there. And I was carrying a lot of cash. I think it was like $237 at the time, based on the exchange rate. I think the exchange rate was very high. The dollar has lost a lot of value. The exchange rate at that time was, this was during pandemic, I think it was like 22 or 23 pesos. I think it's down to like 17 pesos. Here in Colombia, when I first came here, when Colombia first opened up for pandemic, it was like 40 something hundred pesos per dollar. And then it went up, shot up to like a year later, shot up to 5,000 pesos. This place I'm in, I was paying $16, $17 a night, which is, the dollar was so strong. And now it's almost 30 bucks, you know. So the dollar is down to 3,100 pesos. I think with Brazil, it stayed pretty much even. I think it's 5 reais to $1, and it over the last 4 or 5 years, it still stayed pretty even. But the dollar has lost power, and the peso has gotten stronger, both the Mexican peso and the Colombian peso. So Mexico is beautiful. So they have Pacific, and then they have the Gulf of Mexico, the Caribbean side. The beaches are just the most beautiful beaches in the world, and the food is great, and the culture is great, except for the whole safety thing. And I am more scared of the cops in Mexico than I am of the drug dealers at the corners. The drug dealers, they want your money, but they want you to buy product. And I'm like, no, no gracias, no gracias, no gracias. Walk and they follow me, and I get upset. I look back, and I'm like, no gracias, no. So how dare I am a gringo that doesn't do drugs, that doesn't buy drugs, right? They're upset because that's the number one buyer. You know, it's why people go down there. It's not everybody, but a lot of people. So when I went to Mexico, when I left Hawaii during that second lockdown in September 2nd, 2020, when I went full on digital nomad life, and September 2nd, 2020. So I was in Mexico for 2 years, and I wasn't videoing. I was not producing videos. And I went to some amazing places that I want to go back and revisit and refilm. So, and I just did, with Shirley, I just did 3-4 weeks. But it's just Quintana Roo, which is like Yucatan, Quintana Roo, which is like the Caribbean side. The excuse me, the west side, Puerto Vallarta, north of Puerto Vallarta, are some beaches that are just amazing, and I want to get up there. There's so many places I want to do, so many things I want to do. I want to get up there, hopefully, if not this year, next year. So that's on the list, to go and video Mexico. Also, I got an EKG, blood work and urine work in Mexico for $76. Yeah. There's this, I have a video that if you search on my channel for EKG, it'll come up. There's this, there's these laboratories everywhere called Chopo, CHOPO, and they're just wonderful. And if you do the purchase online, you get 10% off. You just show up, and they'll do all the lab work and they give you the results. So, um, yeah, love Mexico. What part of Mexico do you go to? I dated two Mexican here in Canada. They were good women, but they're from a small town. We dated Mexicans. Yes, during pandemic, I fell in love with a Mexican. Oh, I'm going to tell you the story. Um, and I wasn't doing video work, but originally when I left Hawaii in 2020, middle 2020 during pandemic, I went to Mexico, and yeah, I had a relationship. I had three relationships in 20 and 21 were three Mexican girls. One was Venezuelan, living in Mexico. That were just they were really good. They're good. They're good women when you do find one. They're not as beautiful as in general. I mean, there's beautiful people everywhere, but as a whole, they're not as beautiful as, let's say, Colombians or Brazilians. But they are good women. They're great women. So I actually dated three Mexicans. One in Quintana Roo and Puerto Playa del Carmen, and three in Mexico City. One of the three in Mexico City was Venezuelan. So yeah, actually, one of the Mexicans I brought her to Vegas in New Jersey in 21 to meet family, and that went nowhere. I seem to have bad luck with women. They leave or I leave, one of the two. Um, it's the big it's a big lottery, I think, to meet someone. I mean, my life in meeting women in relationships, it's like this. They're up here and I'm down here, or I'm up here and they're down here. And it doesn't necessarily have to be like this. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be crazy perfect, because a relationship, it's always like you work at it and you work at it. It's a work in progress. So let me see if I can kill that light. Yeah. How's the lighting? Is it good? Um, yeah, but it's been a big lottery to me to find a good woman. So when they're in love with me, I don't give a damn about them. So bad. Horrible. Horrible human. When I'm in love with them, they don't give a damn about me. Break my heart. So the fourth or fifth Mexican that I met in 2021, because I was up there for so long, I was in Playa del Carmen, and I met this beautiful Mexican girl, and she was married with two kids, living in Australia. And not only was she living in Australia, but she was living in Perth. So my cousins Roger and James are in Australia, and they're in Sydney. So flying down here, it's like down and over, and Perth, it's like down and over to Sydney, and then 6 hour flight to the other side of Australia. It's a big continent, big island, and Perth is on the Indian side, Indian Ocean side. She was living there, and I went up there, and I says, "Yeah, I'm going to come up there." Supposedly, she fell in love with me. I was in love with her, and she says, "Yeah, I love you." So we were in Playa del Carmen in Mexico. We met, fell in love, and it was just a few days together. She had to leave. She had to go back to her family. I says, "I'm going to go follow you." So when June 20, so that was when I met her, was April 21, I think. Yeah. We're 22, 21, I think. So she had to leave in a couple of days. So I'm like, I'm going to come for you. So I flew all the way to Sydney, spent some time with family, then hopped over to Perth, And I was there for 6 weeks, and we saw each other. And then after 6 weeks, she's like, "You're not the man for me." Okay. My buddy Dave from Hawaii just got married with a Thai Vietnamese girl. And she's like, "I'm in Bali on my honeymoon." And Perth and Bali are like very close, north and south. And come. And I'm like, "No, it's your honeymoon. I'm not going to go." So he's like, "Yeah, it's 6 week honeymoon. I'm bored. Come up. We need some stimulation." So I flew up to Bali and met up with Dave and his beautiful wife. They're also in one of my videos, Hawaii Friends. Yeah. And oh, and they're in a concert on the shorts. They're in a concert for at the Sphere in Las Vegas. They were in Vegas just now in June. So look at the shorts for No Doubt. I got rid of the bracelet. I had a bracelet from the No Doubt Sphere concert. Sphere is amazing, $2.3 billion. And you're in the Sphere and you're looking at all this video stuff overhead. It's huge, 18,000 seats inside the Sphere. So, and then you got the band there live. So it's like the best of both worlds. You're seeing all the virtual stuff, and then the band is like right there. It's an amazing place to see a concert. It's so expensive. I think Metallica is over there now. It's like $2,000-3,000 for a ticket. And it's sold out. Yeah, I fell in love with a Mexican, Carla. It broke my heart. They say the beautiful Mexican women are in Guadalajara area. So they say that. I didn't get to go to Guadalajara. And when I was doing this whole Mexico and Bali and Australia, I wasn't YouTubing, I wasn't vlogging. So it's sad because those 2 years in Mexico during pandemic, those beaches are amazing, just south of Puerto Vallarta and north of Puerto Vallarta on the west coast. And I even went to Acapulco. And then on the Yucatan side, from Holbox all the way down to Bacalar. I love Bacalar. I have now 3 videos on Bacalar, 3 or 4 videos, and it's just beautiful. Los Rápidos. So yeah, Mexico, beautiful country, amazing country. And again, if Mexico was safe, the corruption and all of that stuff that's going on, if it was safe, I think it would be the best place in the world. Yeah. And it's so close to the US, right? So the backyard of the United States. So, and it's cheap to fly in and out, and you can go back to work the same day, fly in and go to work. It's just, as opposed to going to Thailand where it takes you a day to get there. Yeah. So what else? The breakup. Total disrespectful woman. No respect whatsoever. Okay, you get angry at me. I said something stupid. I did something stupid. Bear with it. Don't go nuts. Don't go crazy. So that's what a relationship is all about. Is a work in progress, right? Of course, we're going to do things or say things that one is not happy with, and so you work with it. You talk. You don't act out. You don't punish. And if you're truly in love, you work it out. And so obviously that wasn't the case. So, Tony, my love life has been similar to yours. Never found a woman that really loved me. So now I'm just interested in having fun. If something serious comes up, I'll give it a try. If not, I'm okay. How old are you, Lewis? Lewis, get your butt down here. Come and have some adventure with me, man. Let's do a video together. Or Mexico. Let's go back to Mexico. It's just closer to Toronto. You don't have to come all the way down here. Or Paraguay. Let's do it. Or Brazil. I speak Portuguese. Fala português. Or heck, let's go to Asia. Let's go to Thailand. Yeah. Yeah, so it would be great to be in love and marriage and all of that and find the one. But if it doesn't happen, like you, Lewis, I'm not going to go cry about it. I'm here. My heart is right there. Take it. Do whatever you want with it. But be careful, don't crush it. It's yours. Women, if you're listening, I'm open. Yes. Yes. Obviously. Yeah. Yeah. Um, the age difference is staggering, right? I mean, it's 42 years of the age gap. Um, and everybody says, pick someone your own age. I do. I have videos of it. Not my age, 60, but like 45, 35. I have videos of it, and I've gone on plenty of dates. And it doesn't work out because they have family, work. They can't be portable. A young girl like Gracie is just studying and hasn't gotten her full life developed yet. The job, the kids, the family, the responsibility. So they're very open. They're very easily to say, "Hey, let's go 3 weeks traveling van life, or go to another country, and have some fun." They're very easily to come along. So that's one of the reasons. There's others, of course. They're young and beautiful, but that's one of the reasons. I think it's the biggest reason for me. The fact that I'm out with a lot of young girls is because their life has not developed and formed yet, where they have these attachments to things that they cannot be mobile and move around. So, um, so yeah, that was a long shot for that to work, but um, I was I was down for the whole plan. Yeah, that we would get married would be the next step. Louis, you're 60? I thought you'd be like 30 something. Mac's wife was 18 years younger, and I thought things would work out, but after 12 years, she left me for someone else. Yeah. Yeah, my ex wife was 10 years younger as well. So it's so important to be like similar age. And I think it's might be, I think it's a cloud. It's a little bit dark. The footage was getting grainy. Yeah, I think it's so important to be with someone your own age, and like-minded. But for me, it just doesn't work out. I don't know. I don't know. Um, love is love. Yeah. So gotta find a new wife. That's gonna be my next series of videos. And Gracie's great. She can just she's really, really cool person. I've met her a year and a half ago, almost 2 years. And she's in a few videos, and she's coming up here next week to do more videos. So um, she's a wonderful person, great person to get along with. But yeah, there's a whole age gap issue as well, and we're very good friends. We like each other, but I don't think we're in love with each other. So there's that. Um, yeah. Um, what else? Louis, what do you do for work? Why aren't you traveling? Why aren't you working out of a laptop? Oh, excuse me. Yeah, so I'm going to start doing a lot of more of these live videos. Probably do them more out of the phone because it's more portable. So it'll be in vertical format. Um, I do notice that a third of the people watch my videos on TV, a third watch them on a laptop or computer. And so that's the horizontal screen, right? And a third watch them on a phone. So even though phone usage to watch my videos is only a third, 30 or 35%, I'll probably do a lot more live videos on the phone, and that'll be on a vertical format style. Let's see. I'm kind of new to these live videos, but like I said, I'm gonna start doing a lot more of them now. There are three people here. I think Chris. Chris is in Kuala Lumpur, and it's probably what's the time in Kuala Lumpur?
It's 3:43 a.m. in Kuala
Okay,
Lumpur, Malaysia.
3:43. So I think he's already sleeping. Yeah. Now there's three people on, and Lewis, you're the only one asking questions. Who else is on here? Show yourselves. Type me a question. Ask me. Where am I from? What do you do? Where would you like to travel? I'm not traveling yet because I still have three kids and they kind of need me right now. But soon I will be free. Yeah. And if I had kids, even after my divorce, I don't think I would be traveling like this. No, it's just the fact that it worked out this way. No kids and COVID closing my physical business and telling me to go work out of a laptop. It just came to be. And hey, I'm a YouTuber now as well. So stuff just happens that's out of your control. Let's talk about control. So when I was younger, um, I used to get really upset when things would go a different path because I was this person that wanted this other path. And as you grow in age, you're kind of okay. And you're like, you know what? This is meant to be. This is just the way it happens. And you're not in control. I mean, most of the time you're in control, but a lot of times you're not in control. So when the credit crunch happened and killed my advisement business, I was not in control. Life told me that I was not going to be doing that business. I was going to be doing the tax business that I'm doing now. And I started that. And then COVID came and crushed it and killed the business. And then divorce, no kids. I was like, oh, I could work out of a laptop from the beach. I could do financial tax work from there. Um, Let me go travel. So you're not in control. I lost 140 clients, 40% of my income evaporated during COVID, during pandemic, because of the closures. People left Hawaii, my clients left, or they lost their jobs. They don't have a W-2 for me to do their tax work. Um, that's out of your control. And you learn to bend as opposed to trying to knock the door down and go straight and go through it. Controlling life I'll be 62 in November. I've learned in my 50s just to go with it and go with something that was bad, losing a business, losing clients, moving out of a beautiful state that I love, beautiful place. You learn that you grieve and then something great comes out of it, like doing this from anywhere in the world. Um, Losing 40% of my income, 140 clients out of 300 clients that I had. And I'm like, you know what? Digital signature, cloud portal, I could work remotely. Now I am free. And then divorce, no kids, I couldn't father any children. It was like, okay, uh, that was the step towards this freedom. That, and then the business. So I believe a lot in manifestation, creating a path, creating life. But there's times that something happens that's, I don't know what you want to call it, Mother Nature, God, destiny, whatever it is. Something happens out of your control that just takes out your plan and puts you on another path. It's okay. Just let you know that everything is going to be okay. And sometimes something great comes out of it. So here I am, and I'm trying to monetize a YouTube channel and create great memories and meet great people and see great culture and great places. So not being in control is all right. I've learned in the last 10, 15 years that with maturity that it's all right. Bend with the wind. Bend. Don't try to stay stiff and break. Yeah. Um, what type of budget would I need for to travel like you? Um, I am gonna do. Oh my god, I've been like so behind on doing these videos. I've been wanting to do these videos for 2 years. The budget, what I spend. Um, if you're not entertaining, I mean entertaining, you're not. Sometimes I'll be with two ladies at my side, flights, bus, beach, um, restaurants, hoteling, going to places, which makes for great content, right? So if you're alone, if it's just you, which is a little bit difficult to go and travel alone, um, you could probably do this on a budget of, I don't know, $2,500, $3,000 a month. So if you're, and there's guys here in this hotel that are doing it for 1,500, but they're not doing any entertainment, and they are like really watching what they do, where they eat, and so forth. So you can travel and have a digital nomad life traveling very cheaply. There's guys that I know that do it for $1,500, $1,800 easily, can be done. The hotel in the Airbnb in Bolivia was $24. It was a 5-star. It was an Airbnb. It was an apartment building. It was 5 stars. The food there was like $6, $7. Flight, you got to look at the flights because Bolivia is farther south, so it's a little more expensive. But you can go to parts of Mexico, which is very close to the U.S., and take very inexpensive flights. And you're not in the major tourist areas like Cancun, or, you're a little bit off. You're, a little bit removed from the center of where the tourists are. Maybe a small town. But then, you got to go to the action. If you want to go to a restaurant or a bar or a club or the beach, then you've got to spend money to get there. So you got to take public transportation. So you can do it for $1,500, but I always like to take a lady with me. So with one lady, and I'm spending a little bit more because I'm doing a lot more. So, with one lady, she wants to be taken out to a restaurant. She wants you to buy her, I bought bracelets, what do you call the metal teeth? The metal brackets, right? I don't know. So I bought them for Gracie and her sister, and it was cheap. In the United States, they probably would want like $2,500. I think I paid like $50 for them, and then they go back every 3 weeks and have to adjust them and tighten them down a little bit. So there's a, the another 10, 15 bucks to do that. Um, I bought passports. Shirley, I had bought furniture, kitchenware, clothing. If they have a daughter, I've dated two girls that have had daughters. One was a baby, so baby diapers, formula, um, daycare. Um, so if you have a girlfriend and you want to do, um, if you want to travel with them, not just the expenses, rent, their rent. So I'm spending, and sometimes I'll be with two girls, Louisa and Gracie, or Gracie and Evangeli. Gracie and her sister Dean are coming up now. So the sister wants to come, or the friend wants to come. I'm like, yeah, why not? Why not have a good time and show these young girls that their country, the world. So I like to share. I'm like that, but I'm not a millionaire. I'm not rich. I'm not the rich gringo. So I think I am spending somewhere between $4,000 and $5,000 a month because of that. Because I am going to all of these other places, but I think you can spend $3,500 a month or 3,000 a month and have an amazing time. Um, you can definitely do that almost anywhere in the world. Well, I don't know about the US or Europe, but you could do it in Turkey, Thailand, Vietnam. My God, Vietnam is so cheap. You could do it over there for $1,500. Um, Mexico, um, Bolivia, Paraguay, Brazil, Colombia. Yeah, totally. So, and that's if you're going for a month. If you come down for like a week because you're working and you have family, or 2 weeks, um, your hotel budget's going to be 25 to $50. And to eat, you're going to spend per day. So to eat, you're going to spend eat and drinks. You're going to spend maybe, I don't know. You could do it for $15 a day easily. And then if you want to go out to a bar, restaurant, a nice place, then it's going to add up. So let's say you know you spend another 50, food and transportation, and let's say you're at 50 for the hotel, so it's $100 a day. You know, so the extras are like when you're entertaining, when you're out with a girl and she wants to go to the mall and go to the high end restaurant and so forth. Even though it's cheaper here than the U.S. to do all of that, it adds up, and then it goes higher. So yeah, I'm going to make a whole video on this, on the cost. So um, also, when I went to Mexico and Panama with Shirley, we were cooking at home. I made sure that the Airbnb or Booking.com had a kitchen, and two people going out to eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That's going to be a lot of money. You know, 3 weeks in Mexico. It's going to be way more expensive than a hotel or Airbnb. Way more. So, and I love to cook, as you see in my videos. I love to cook, and one of the reasons love to cook, I love to cook for other people, and I also love to cook because I kind of tend to lean towards the healthy side of cooking. So, um, yeah, um, it's very important that you know where your food comes from and how it was cooked, how if it if it's not processed. So, yeah. So, on dating apps, yeah, yeah, and it's very, very difficult here in Colombia because uh, they just caught. There's three people involved. There's a girl and two guys that they got caught. The perpetrators that killed the American Airlines flight attendant. They killed him. They met him here in Medellin, and then they dumped his body in Jericho, which is 2 hours drive away. And this was a big scandal when I was last year, beginning of the year, I believe it was. And they just got them. They were on a run in Ecuador and Peru. And the other one, the third one, the mayor just did a video yesterday with them, showing them. And they have their faces down. You can see their faces. And the third one is in Monteria, which is in Colombia, up near Planeta Rica, where I go a lot. They were part of a band called Los Gotieros, Goteros or Goteros, which I think this is so the drugging is scopolamine, which is, I believe, a liquid or a powder or something like that, or it could be there's this drug that you buy over the counter at the drugstore that I forget what the name is, but anyway, gota is that the drop is a drop. Goteros. I think the mayor mentioned Goteros. My Spanish is not very good, but I'm thinking they're probably known for that. There's this big band that's going around and drugging and killing people and robbing them. So the latest one that I heard today, so the flight attendant, there were two flight attendants. The girl somehow managed to get out of the situation. I believe she was drugged too. The guy was the one that died because they give you too much of this stuff, the scopolamine, and you're dead, or you don't wake up for this deep sleep. And the guy, they killed the flight attendant, and Eric, I think was his name. They found him dead and they dumped his body. But the one that they met him, and then they went out partying late night with these three people. There's five of them. And then the flight attendant girl said, no, I'm going to go back to the hotel. So she recovered and came back to her, because everybody gets affected differently, or maybe the dosage is different. So she went back to her place, and then of course the guy died and they dumped his body, and then they ran off. They're on a run. But the one that I heard today, a guy from Chicago, he survived, but 15 hours of sleep. After 15 hours of sleep, they took like $19,000 out of his Bitcoin and bank accounts and whatnot. And of course, jewelry and electronics and cash and credit cards and everything. That guy had been talking to this girl from Tinder that he met for a month. And I believe he came down to meet her, and they had 3 dates. So a lot of times it's not just a first encounter. They build a relationship, and then boom, they get you. So it's so difficult meeting women here in Colombia, and you got to be careful about getting drugged and robbed. So yeah, there's that. It's really, really tough. The other way is to meet them on Facebook or Instagram, because then you could see, as opposed to dating app, they're kind of hiding behind a facade. On Instagram and Facebook, you could still do that, but the good profiles, they'll show their family, they'll show their work, their friends, and you could see that who they are. So if it's a clean profile, if it's just a few photos and there's no friends or family on the profile, then look out, So you want to vet these people. So that's that's a big issue. So Yeah, I'm looking at the video that I streamed. I got 13 views, so that's not bad. The first one, I had technical difficulties. There's two of them there. Um, I had 7 views on that in the beginning, and I had technical difficulties. The camera wouldn't come on. The sound was good. Um, so yeah, so it's a little bit better than what I thought. I was happy with 5 views with 5 guests. Um, so yes, I think I'm going to wrap this up. Yes. Oh yes, yes. So last year I was here during this time, the Flower Fest, um, and before you got on, I mentioned it. Chris was on. I was talking about it, and also the Gold Dredge video. I don't know if you were here for the Gold Dredge video um, that I was talking about that I just did 3 days ago. It's amazing. Um, so the last year I was here for it, but I didn't go. I didn't have anybody to go with, and I was dying to go. So on Friday, I think they have like a car parade, and then on Saturday or Sunday, I think it's like the flower parade. There's all kinds of events. It goes on the whole weekend. So yeah, so didn't have anybody last year to go with, and I almost went alone, but I was like, I really want to film this stuff, even though. So I did do a video on it. I went to the botanical garden, and I did have a date with a very nice girl. It just didn't work out. Um, that reminds me, maybe I'll contact her. So I do have the Flower Fest video from last year. I was here in August, and it's at the botanical garden. So that's really, really cool. Okay, but so here's what's going to happen this weekend. Supposedly, see if it happens. So the person that got me onto Gold Dredge is from Medellin. She's living in Caucasia and up there where the gold mining is being done. And suppose she's coming down Thursday, and she has a finca here. A it's not a full working farm, but it's a house in the field in a campo, and she's kind of, yeah, made a few friends, yeah. Um, Gracie and her family are wonderful friends. So, and then the owners of the hotel here, and the owners of the hotel in Leandro and his mom. She's the restaurant owner, and he's the hotel owner. I'm gonna do a video on that. We went to an island. That video will be up in 2 weeks. Leandro and Doris. We went up to an island with them. Yeah, so they're friends. So through Leandro and Doris, I met this person that took me to the Gold Dredge. They're from here. They're going to come down. They live in Caucasia. They're from here, from Medellin. They're going to come down, and she supposedly has a farmhouse and a palco, which is like the stage, because the desfile, which is like a parade where they have the show of the flowers, the silleteros, and they're supposed to vote on the best flower display and whatnot. Well, I'm getting goosebumps. A great video coming. So supposedly we're going to be in a palco this weekend, and it's going to be like front row seats supposedly. So she's very well connected. So yeah, I'm going to do the Flower Fest, which is this weekend. So I'm going to work and do a bunch of video work. I have some tax work, some financial work to do, and then by the weekend I'm going to be ready to start filming and have a good time with the Flower Fest. So yeah, looking forward to it. And I have some great photos from that time from the Flower Fest last year. Yeah. Yeah, and I've made some friends. Yeah, which is a very difficult thing to do for a foreigner to do, because locals keep to themselves. It's very hard to break in, and it's you have to be very, very trusting. So Um, yeah. No, we have 3 people now. Yeah, it says 4, but it's only showing in the comments. Comment, tell me where, if you met me, where we met, where, and what were we doing? 2 words, where and what. Yeah, it'd be great to know who's on here. How do we know each other? Or how did you find me? Yeah, like I said, I'm going to be doing a lot of more of these live videos. Yeah. All right, I'm going to wrap it up. Any more questions? All right, I'm going to close this out. Thank you for coming, Louis. You're amazing. It's always wonderful to read your comments, and it's nice to know that you're watching my videos. Hopefully, we will meet sometime soon. Oh, Dubai. Oh, yes. Okay. So 2024, I went around the world, my 3rd time around the world. The first 2, I did not, I was not blogging. So Dubai was, wrong time of the year was June. Brutal hot. If you ever go to Las Vegas in the summer, same thing, hot and dry. And it's low season because it's so hot. People don't go there. So everything was cheap. It's great, by the way, to travel low season. And also when I went to Sri Lanka, it was low season as well, which was, I went Sri Lanka and then Dubai and then Turkey. And then I came, ended the world trip back to the US through Oslo, Norway. But if you travel on low season, it's usually hotter or it's rainy season, and low season's rainy season in Asia, monsoons. It's cheaper, So actually the best time is shoulder season, in between high season and low season. And there's usually 2 of those, the shoulder season. So it was brutally hot. And one of my bucket lists items I did there, which was to go to the pool up on the 50th floor of the St. Regis Hotel in the trunk of the Palm Jumeirah. The Palm Jumeirah is like this palm that they built in the ocean, and they have houses, all of the, high-end rich people are there. And in the trunk, there's a bunch of hotels also. And one of them, the St. Regis on the 50th floor, has the outer pool. The outer pool, AURA, is 360 degrees infinite pool. It's called the Outer Sky Pool. And it looks down on the Palm Jumeirah, and on the other side, the Burj Al Arab, which is the only 7-star hotel in the world. I think the Burj got hit by a drone from the Iran war. The Burj Khalifa is farther away, and you couldn't really see the Burj Khalifa from the outer pool. But it was a beautiful view up there. It was $116 to sit in that chair for 4 hours. And they have morning, middle of the day, and nighttime. And the middle of the day is like later in the day, and it's sunset. So I went up during that time. I was like, oh, I love sunsets. Let me do a sunset. But at night's got to be ridiculous, and morning's got to be special because you could do like sunrise stuff up there. So um, I scored a good share. I was behind a day bed that was low. It was kind of like tiered, so it's like kind of like above the day bed. They were below me. The day bed was like $1,000, $1,200 for 4 hours. And a lot of those come with a lot of those prices come with included drinks and food. But I was alone, so I'm not gonna. And I'm not rich. I can't afford a day bed for $1,000. Shit, I can't afford one in Tulum for $150. For a few hours that I'm going to be there. No way. Um, so I did that. That was bucket list. That was amazing. I took the metro up and down the trunk of the palm, all the way up to the top of the palm branches. The top one is the Atlantis Hotel, like the Atlantis in the Bahamas. And the Atlantis is gorgeous. And Atlantis is like $700 to $1,000 per night to stay there. But we walked around the lobby. I met an Indian gentleman, and he came on along with me. And I actually stayed in a hostel there. I'll talk more about the pricing there for hoteling. And when you stay in a hostel, it's got, I'm older, I'm not a kid, and it is a bunk bed, which a lot of them are, they're okay. The ones in Japan are amazing. Um, but the best thing about staying in a hospital is the community. So right away, you have instant friends from all over the world, and you share ideas, where to travel, where to go. It's a wonderful place to do and be. And a lot of them, like Selena and the high-end ones, like Mayan Monkey in Mexico, they have the hotel rooms that you can rent, and you're there in that community, that hostel community, which is it's amazing. So, yeah, in a hostel you're going to pay anywhere from $12 to $25 a night. I think that one was like $16 a night, and I wasn't with anybody, and I was alone. It was almost at the end of my trip. I'm like, oh, let me stay in a hostel. But there were some hotels in town, in Dubai, in town, not in like the tours. Well, it's all tourism, but not like the high-end area near the beach, but in town, in the old town, that are very cheap and very affordable and very, very good, like $35, $45 a night. And they're very, very good. And I thought about staying there as well. But Dubai is gigantic. But they do have a metro system. So transportation, I did take some Ubers. Transportation is something that, depending on where you're going to stay in Dubai, I stayed at the Marina, which is wonderful. Like, walk from the hostel I stayed at. The hostel I stayed at was on a 62nd floor of the building. So it's basically somebody's apartment, and they just put bunk beds in the bedrooms. Yeah. And there's a kitchen, there's a balcony. It's great. You're just the sleeping part is, you're in there with other people. So, but when you're alone and you're on a budget and you're going around the world sometimes, and you want to meet new people, you want to meet cool people, the hostel's the place to go. And some of them have the most amazing pools, like the one in Mexico, and Mayan Monkey in Mexico, and they have bands at the bars. It's a great community. So we went we filmed the Palm and the Atlantis Hotel, which is gorgeous. And there was this beautiful aquarium in the lobby, and that was all free. And they had all kinds of expensive stuff to do there, whatnot, activities. The other thing I did that was really, really cool is on an Arabian Nights tour. I think it was like $23. They pick you up, they shuttle you to a place. When you go on a tour, they're going to take you to like shops. And the problem is you want to go on a tour to go see all these beautiful places, the desert and the camels and Arabian Nights show and whatnot. But then they're going to take you to a store or two or three. Like when I go over here to Guatapé from Medellin, they take you to 3 stores. A leather goods store, a jewelry store, all kinds of knickknacks for tourism. And so when we did me and Shirley did the Chichen Itza tour, we went to stores. So um, we did on that Dubai tour, the Arabian Nights tour. We went to the desert and we ate like the Bedouins. And I tried on the traditional men's dress with to Tunura, the white long length. I bought a handkerchief that goes around the head, and then there I did a camel ride. I did sand surfing on a surfboard. Got it all on video. You go to my playlist, you'll see the the Dubai videos all together in the Dubai playlist. Sandboarding, camel ride, the Arabian Nights show at night with all the colors, the fire dancing, the belly dancing, the food. A lot of Indian tourists there. I met some really cool Indian people. Indian people are amazing. Um, Wherever in New Jersey, there's two huge communities where I grew up of Indians, and they're just wonderful people. And then when you meet them around the world, it's just awesome. And when I was in Vietnam, I met some Indian people. Dubai, really really cool people. Love my Indian people. Um, yeah, so we did dune. They call it dune bashing or dune bashing. Yeah, so we had a Toyota 4x4 and we're riding up and down through these dunes. And the guy let out the air in the tires so he could get traction on that. So that was really, really cool. Yeah. Dubai. I did it on a budget. Everybody thinks like you have to be a millionaire to go to Dubai. I did it $16 a night. Met some really amazing people. The Indian guy took me. The great thing about going to a hostel is that right there, an hour as soon as you get in, you're meeting all these people from all over the world. And if they've been there in that hostel or in that place for weeks or a month, they know the place to eat, to get coffee, to get tea. Indians drink tea. Yeah, man, let's go get some tea. Yeah. I'm like, yeah, I'm down. We walk down by the marina or grocery store. Within hours, you have your own personal tour guide, and you've discovered town on your first day, second day there, like easily, and you made friends. Vadim was the gentleman I met, amazing person. He was trying to do some business between India and Dubai, import exporting business. So he was there. So yeah, I did it on a budget. Everybody thinks you have to be a millionaire. The beach was free. The marina walking around was free. If you take a tour boat on a marina, I don't know, $30. Riding a camel in the it was part of the tour. So 23 or $28 I paid for the tour, the Arabian Nights tour. But if you go to the Marina Beach in Dubai, you just Google Marina in Dubai and go to there's a beach next to the marina is the zone, the area, the neighborhood of Dubai, because Dubai is a gigantic city. I was surprised how big it was. There's probably a camel guide there that's going to give you a camel ride, offer you a camel ride. I don't know what the pricing is, but you could do it there as well. You don't have to go and tour off and do an Arabian Nights thing. So, yeah, I did. I took some Ubers to and from the airport and to the metro. I took the metro, rode the metro. I don't usually do very well with metros, subways, but I took them. And sometimes I'll have help and whatnot. The metro in Dubai, and the metro in Mexico City. Okay, the metro in Dubai, I step on, and everybody's looking at me, and they're all women, and people are telling me, you got to get out of there. So they have cars just for women, and the metro in Mexico City has a woman's car, and it's not an Islam nation. I was so surprised, and it's kind of great and good, because a lot of times there's stuff that goes wrong, male on female kind of stuff. So you got to protect our women, right? So, but you don't know, it's like from New York, New Jersey, you hop on a train, and everybody's mixed in. So that was like, oh, okay. and supposedly you can get fined for doing what I did. So you got to respect the culture. Unbeknownst, I didn't know, but I didn't stay and ride it. I just left. I came in and came out because people tell you everywhere. Because when you're a foreigner, there's things that you're going to do that are against the culture that you do not know. So people inform you, you apologize, and you leave, and you rectify or remedy the situation. So that was pretty incredible. So yeah, I think Lewis is gone. I still see two people up here in the only one now, one left. I just scared somebody. So any more questions? Please text me a question. Where we met, how we met, if you know me. Where are you from? Otherwise, I'm going to end this right here. All right. Peace out. Peace in the world. Peace in the Middle East. Shaka. Aloha. Mahalo. Gracias. Hasta la vista. Bye.